Hi, good morning. My name is Father Rayappa. I'm going to talk about Sarvodaya movement um, explained by Mahatma Gandhi himself. Mahatma Gandhi developed three principles of village economics. One is Sarvodaya principle, the second is Swaraj principle, the third is Swadeshi principle. So Sarvodaya, Swaraj, Swadeshi. So in this segment I'm going to talk about Sarvodaya principle. Mahatma Gandhi coined the word Sarvodaya. Sarva means all and Vodaya means well-being. Not just well-being of an individual or the well-being of a community, but of both and more. In a society based on the good of all, that is Sarvodaya, there would be a constant conversation between the individual and the community. Community, therefore, the individual is. The individual is, therefore, community is. Neither can exist without the other. Sarvodaya also celebrates the individual without celebrating individualism. Sarvodaya also celebrates community without celebrating communism. Individualism sacrifices the community, while communism sacrifices the individual. Sarvodaya perceives the relationship between the two. Sarvodaya also means the well-being of animals, plants, insects, and Panchabhutas, the elements of the earth, and all other forms of life. Sarvodaya means the upliftment of all, or the welfare of all. It is a system which is designed to work for all. Moreover, Sarvodaya celebrates the well-being of the earth and of the cosmos. But capitalism favors the few, only those who have capital. Socialism cares for the many. It believes in the greatest good of the greatest number, but some are still left out. Capitalism and socialism are both anthropocentric, whereas Sarvodaya cares for all, and it cares for the weak and the poor because they need help the most. Neither any humans nor any part of the natural world fall outside the ambit of Sarvodaya. Capitalism is self-centered, socialism is society-centered, and Sarvodaya is life-centered. Sarvodaya can bring nature, humanity, and spirituality together. Sarvodaya is an inclusive and holistic trinity. The humanism which emerged out of the Renaissance, the Enlightenment, the Industrial Revolution, scientific progress, and technological advancements have tended to create an arrogant conviction that the natural world exists for the benefit of humanity, that human beings are somehow superior to other forms of life, that they are in charge of the earth and can control, own, and use the earth as they choose. This arrogant and anthropocentric worldview is at the root of the present ecological, social, and spiritual crisis. One adheres to pure rationalism, then one way or another, anything can be rationalized. In Europe, rationality has been placed on the highest level. And yet, the history of Europe is built on colonialism, conflicts, and wars, all of which have been rationalized. European endeavors are embedded in the subjugation of people and nature. Rationalism itself is used as a weapon to destroy nature and to exploit people around the world. In order to instigate a new culture of nonviolence, it is necessary to begin at the beginning and recognize the unity and the intrinsic value of all life, a mindset which can be aggressive to nature, and animals is prone to be equally aggressive to humans of other nations and religions. The violence to non-human species often remains unnoticed. This causes grave harm to animals, forests, and wildlife of all kinds. This attitude of human superiority is the foundation of the culture of violence. The dualistic mindset, which begins with controlling nature, goes on to control people. The same mindset, addicted to power, controls markets and then builds weapons to protect those markets. If we want to be free of nuclear weapons, we have to begin at the beginning. We have to recognize the fundamental unity of all life and develop a reverence for it. Then we have to learn to live simply so that others may simply live. Martin Luther King Jr. often said, "True peace is merely the absence of war, but is the presence of justice, equity, and non-violent social order." Non-violence is a moral force which can transform individuals and societies and bring peace. Thus, peace and non-violence are twins. The method of non-violence seeks neither to humiliate nor to defeat the opponent or the oppressor or the so-called enemy. Non-violence seeks to win friendship, understanding, which leads to reconciliation. In this way, no one loses. Both sides win. Non-violence is as much about the liberation of the oppressor as it is about the liberation of the oppressed. Non-violence is not just a matter of personal behavior. Non-violence must include the social, political, economic, and ecological dimensions. Social injustice, political oppression, wasteful industrial production, destruction of natural resources are all violence. This is the core of Christian teachings. Mahatma Gandhi proved it possible during his struggle for the independence of India. In his recently published book, Religious Praxis in Response to Violence, Catholic priest Dr. Roy Lazar, belonging to the Diocese of Vellore, and now he is working in the Christian chair in Madras University. And he writes as follows: commitment to non-violence presupposes the awareness that violence begets violence and it can never be just and an effective means of peace. Thank you, and you all have a nice day.